pursuit of success. You often find yourself caught in a vicious cycle of pushing, striving, and forcing outcomes. You are conditioned to believe that your worth is tied to your achievements, that you must constantly fight against the currents of life to carve out your path. Yet in this constant struggle, you forget the inherent magic that lies in surrendering to the flow of the universe. The greatest power is often found in the gentlest touch, the effortless flow, and the art of not forcing. According to Lao Tzu, when we stop trying to control everything, everything will still get done. The philosophy of Wu Wei, or acting without forcing, originated from ancient Chinese philosophy, specifically Taoism. The Tao Te Ching, the central text of Taoism, teaches that one should act in harmony with the Tao, or the natural order of the universe. This means that instead of trying to force things to happen or control outcomes, you should allow things to unfold naturally and follow the path of least resistance. Of course, Wu Wei does not have a fixed meaning. Some translate Wu Wei as non-action or doing nothing, others as actionless action, and others as effortless action. Nonetheless, Wu Wei is an art of not forcing yourself into anything and going with the flow. Lao Tzu stated that using force always leads to unseen troubles. Indeed, when Lao Tzu speaks of force, it is not primarily about the literal use of physical force. Instead, it refers to the act of imposing your will and interfering with the natural flow of things. Nature follows its own course, constantly operating in the background and serving as the foundation of our human existence. It is a force that perpetually creates and recreates, encompassing all aspects of life. Lao Tzu emphasizes the importance of aligning ourselves with this natural flow rather than attempting to forcefully control or manipulate it. But despite this wisdom, there is a prevailing emphasis on conscious human effort above all else. We tend to celebrate effort regardless of its actual effectiveness, often staying busy for the sake of being busy. We find ourselves pushing rocks up hills simply for the sake of pushing. While making an effort is important, it is equally crucial to make intelligent efforts. There are times when hard work and action are necessary, but there are also many occasions where they are not. It depends on the flow of circumstances. We often hold the belief that if we exert enough effort and determination, we can make things happen exactly as we desire. However, the reality is that numerous factors lie beyond our control: unexpected events, the choices of others, and life's inherent unpredictability can all play a role. We cannot control the weather, the stock market, or the thoughts and actions of others. When you insist on forcing outcomes, you frequently experience a continuous cycle of frustration, stress, and exhaustion. Wu Wei is not about being lazy or passive. It is about being in tune with the natural rhythms of life and knowing when to act and when to let go. When you force things, you waste your precious time and energy on overthinking, feeling sorry for ourselves, or blaming others. Sure, I'll transcribe the provided text for you, but when you move with the flow of life, you can effortlessly and gracefully attain your aspirations. Alan Watts said, "Rowing is a rather thoughtless way of pushing a boat across the water. Rather than going against nature, sailing requires that you flow through nature effortlessly. Consider a river flowing down a mountain. It doesn't forcefully push through rocks and boulders. It simply finds the path of least resistance and flows around them. In doing so, it creates a beautiful and harmonious landscape. You can learn a lot from the river about the power of Wu Wei in your own life. You may have noticed that when you try to force things, it often leads to chaos and stress. However, when you let go and allow things to unfold naturally, you can achieve your goals with ease and grace. This doesn't mean you should be passive or wait for things to happen. It means taking action when the time is right and letting go when necessary. In judo, it's important to understand that the use of muscle is strategic and precise. You don't exert force randomly or unnecessarily. Instead, you wait for the perfect moment when your opponent is off balance and vulnerable. At that moment, you add a little muscle to your technique, allowing you to execute a successful throw and overpower your opponent. The key is to use muscle only when it's most advantageous and never at the wrong moment. This approach ensures efficiency and maximizes the effectiveness of your movements in judo. When you take action, aim for the principle of least possible action. This means using the least amount of energy and time needed to accomplish your goals. It's not about being lazy or half-hearted, but about being efficient and effective. By using your resources wisely and avoiding waste, you can increase your chances of success while reducing unnecessary stress. Imagine you have an important interview due tomorrow. Now let's take a step back and apply the principles of Wu Wei to this situation. Instead of trying to force yourself to perform exceptionally well, take a moment to relax and let go of the pressure. Remember, you don't have control over the questions to be asked or the outcome. Remind yourself of your qualifications, skills, and experiences. Trust in your abilities and the preparation you have done leading up to this interview. As you enter the interview, allow yourself to flow with the process. Instead of trying to forcefully impress the interviewer, focus on being authentic and present. Listen attentively to their questions and respond with clarity and confidence. Let your answers come naturally, drawing from your knowledge and experiences. The interview could be well thought out, creative, and engaging. You may feel confident and proud of your work, knowing that you did your best. Or even if something doesn't work out as planned and you feel like you failed, remember that letting go and flowing can often lead to even better outcomes. The important thing is to trust the process, relax, and let things happen naturally. This way you can make progress without feeling like you're pushing too hard. By doing things this way, you can finish the task without getting stressed or overwhelmed. It also helps you have a more positive attitude, which makes you more productive and efficient. So, my friend, in the art of not forcing, we find solace in surrender. We learn to release our attachment to specific outcomes and instead focus on the present moment. It is in surrender that we come to realize that our desires are but whispers of the soul, guiding us towards our highest potential. When we detach from the need to control every aspect of our lives, we open ourselves to infinite possibilities and allow the universe to work its magic. If you're still here, I would be incredibly grateful if you could support me by sharing and commenting. Your support would mean so much to me. Thank you for taking the time, and I genuinely hope you have a truly wonderful day.